I'm going to be talking about how we will be traveling in Starfield and some of the finer details around the ship flying experience. But I would like to start by showing some of the pictures that were released by NASA on July 12th that were taken by the James Webb Space Telescope. If you haven't already seen them, that is what is being shown on screen now, and I will leave a couple links in the comments below if you want to check this stuff out for yourself. They were very cool to see, with a whole new level of detail of space that we hadn't seen before. This has allowed scientists to identify better Earth-like candidates, star systems that we haven't seen before, and even galaxies that we haven't seen before. Seeing these images is neat and a bummer at the same time. For how cool space is and the possibilities that lie out there, games like Starfield, Elite Dangerous, No Man's Sky, EVE Online, and I'm sure many more games to come down the line, games like those are the closest many of us will ever get to the experience of living among the stars. Which is why I do like the space sci-fi genre so much. Definitely looking forward to what other information they will be sharing in the future. Now, let's get back to Starfield. Todd Howard said in an interview he did with IGN that the Bethesda team started with procedural generation for the different planets and spaceship flying. That is good news, because how do you design a game designed in space and you don't take flying spaceships seriously? They have also mentioned they grounded themselves in reality and expectations as much as possible. After all, this is a game, and it doesn't need to be a super hardcore space sim, kind of like Elite Dangerous. One of the coolest aspects of Elite Dangerous is that you have fuel. And since you have fuel, you can run out of fuel. So if you warp into a new star system and you don't have enough fuel to warp out, you could be stranded there. This is such a problem for newer players that there is an organization in Elite Dangerous called Fuel Rats. If you get stranded, you call the Fuel Rats and they will bring you fuel. I don't know how they would make that work in Starfield, since it's going to be single player focused. So, will Starfield have a fuel mechanic? As of now, yes it will. But we have not seen gameplay of this mechanic yet. All we have seen is a brief screenshot during the ship customization part of the gameplay reveal. While they were adding this fuel tank to the ship, we can see that the fuel type is going to be He3, so helium for you non-chemistry types, which is in the name of the module on the left side of the screen. We also see that it has a characteristic called Grav Jump Fuel with a value of 75. Now, what's interesting is in all the views of the cockpit during the flight combat they showed off, we cannot see any kind of fuel setting, value, or level. This leads me to think either A, it will be added to the cockpit view later, or B, which is more likely, there is going to be a separate screen from which we will be managing our jump drive mechanics and fuel from. It will be curious to see just how abundant He3, the helium fuel, is going to be. Is every star system going to have space fuel tankers that we can pull up to if we're running low? Is there going to be a guaranteed spaceport that we can fly into and fuel up? So it'll be curious to see how they make sure we don't run out of fuel. Since it doesn't seem like we will have a fuel requirement to fly within a star system, let's break it down for how it appears to be. On the lower left side of the HUD, there's a bar which indicates your speed. Then on the lower right, there is going to be a boost mechanic. It doesn't appear to be that it is going to be a fuel type boost, but a cooldown. So what I mean by that is it won't deplete over time until you run out, but the more you use it, the longer it'll take for the cooldown to get your boost back to max. We do know that Starfield is going to have a loading zone between planetary atmosphere and space. My biggest question here is, what kind of loading screen are we going to see? I don't want to see something that breaks the immersion, like an old school loading screen you would get when you first booted up a game. I want to be kept in the game and the same kind of feel of flying my ship, even if it's a transitional area. Something where the camera pulls back out during the transition and zooms back in when you're ready to go again. Since it seems like we will be going to and from planets often, I don't want this to feel bad. Another topic I've seen around a little bit is fast traveling. since this is a Bethesda game and basically all their games have fast traveling. I'm going to go way out on the limb here and say that fast traveling isn't going to be in the game. I really just wouldn't expect it, but if it is in the game, I would imagine it is limited to whatever planet you are on. Locations like major settlements, cities, outposts, your ship, things like that. It is also rumored that we will have rovers, and this concept art might also indicate that as well. So definitely don't expect fast traveling, because that is what your ship and warp drive are for. But if Starfield has fast traveling, I would imagine it is limited to the planet you are on and not going from one planet to another and no way to another star system. I also don't think we have seen gameplay of a player-controlled landing happen. I think all we have seen is scripted or cutscene animations of landings so far. Hopefully we can see a full-on travel from one planet to another, perhaps even warp into a different star system before the game releases. I know there are some nitpicky things here, but I am really looking forward to getting lost in this game and losing track of time. Hoping we get some new information soon, but the more I break down Starfield, the more I am impressed with how the game is looking. Until next time.
What's out there?